So hi everyone, and welcome to this segment of Event TV. Today we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. Lots of people ask me, how did you get started? How have you managed to keep your business for this long? And we're going to talk about all the struggles and successes of being an entrepreneur. I've always been an entrepreneur since a young age, and when I was younger I did up business cards that said Michelle Planche fashion show producer and took every opportunity I could to kind of get my name out there and build my business. And when it came time to finding a university, I chose Bishop's University because they had a fashion show there, and I knew that I could get my liberal arts degree as well as build my experience through the fashion show. So by the time I graduated from university, I didn't have your typical resume. I had been working, doing contract work all through university. So what I did was I created a live resume, and I created what is now called the Art of Fashion. I had a client come to that event and basically said, listen Michelle, if you can do this, then you can guaranteed run my conference. 3 months later I was in Las Vegas running my first conference. And then Paradigm Events was born from there. I think the mindset that you have to put yourself in when you're an entrepreneur is to be resilient and to not let failure hold you back in any way. I think one of the struggles to successes is, having different opportunities there and not engaging in them. So I think it's really important when you're an entrepreneur to stay in the mindset of being positive, knowing that, if one opportunity doesn't come through, that there's always going to be other opportunities. I think it's important to be resilient. I think it's important to be passionate and love what you do because passion sells. And I think it's important to set your own internal milestones and guidelines for success within your company. So nowadays there are a lot of new ways to be able to build your client base and to get your name out there. And with social media, it's so much easier to have a presence online and to have a voice. I think networking is really important to help build your brand, and one of the things that I used to do back in the day was going to networking events and making sure that you're present and that your brand is out there. That's really important, but it's also just as important to follow up on that network. So to make sure that you keep in constant contact with the people that you meet, and nowadays it's so much easier between LinkedIn and social media, doing things like Event TV and newsletters, making sure that you're top of mind and that you're present within your network will help to make sure that that network is going to actually work for you and turn into business eventually. So people often ask me, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs? And I would say that, the most important thing is make sure that you love what you do. I often say whenever I'm at a point in my business where I'm feeling run down or overwhelmed, I will say to myself, well, Michelle, you created this, and so it's only you that can change it. So I think making sure that you're doing something that you love. I mean, really, one of the joys of entrepreneurship is being one of those people that get to wake up every day and love what they do, and that's one of the huge benefits. So another tip that I would give to entrepreneurs that are starting is make sure, especially if you're in the service-based business, make sure that you structure your company how you want to see it in 5 years and 10 years. So if I was to do anything again, I would structure my company slightly differently, because knowing now what I know at this stage of my life and with looking for a little bit more balance, I would have tried to have that outlook and structure that from the beginning. It's a little bit more difficult once you're in it, but that would be my advice to entrepreneurs that are starting, is think about the future, think about where you want to be, and structure your company from the very beginning to look like that. So thank you everyone for your time today, and for those of you considering becoming an entrepreneur, it is a really gratifying opportunity and something that I would highly recommend.